Welcome to the final video in my series of setting up my dream writing space. It is all put together. You're getting a little bit of a sneak peek here, but I just wanted to pop in and say that if you're just here for, I guess, the desk tour or the final room tour reveal, I'll have those chapters below so you can just skip ahead if you want to. We're going to jump into finally getting my desk. It took forever to come in if you watch the other videos. I will also have the earlier videos in this series linked below. And before we get started, if you're still watching, I am considering doing a Q&A after this. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to see more or want to go into more, please let me know. Or if you have any questions about like how I did anything, where anything came from, put those questions down below and I can do a Q&A sort of video afterwards. But let's jump back in time a little bit to when this desk finally arrived after months. Let's go. Look what it is! It's my desk! Okay, so now that my desk is here, which it arrived yesterday, and I just got back this morning for my writing retreat, it is time to get it set up. I need to move a lot of the stuff I'd already set up, move it onto here, get it set up. There's a few things that I still need to get out. I have a monitor light, I have a new keyboard. I've been waiting until I had the desk actually finally set everything up, so I'm gonna see how much I can get done of that now.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
I actually really like how that looks. I was not positive how much I'd like it with this setup, but it really helps.
There's something different about us. There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up. Even if what we're doing is bad, there's so many emotions, sharing stories that we never had. Yeah, none is real. I think we're searching for reasons not to be like this.
This is the most unfinished corner of my writing studio. I have my TV, which is mounted to the wall, not that you can tell because it fits there so nicely. I need to add a little bit of a connector at some point on the wall to block the door from hitting the TV, which this shelf serves as, and this shelf also houses the first line of defense against my children to protect my books, aka my kids' toys that they play with sometimes when they're in here. This storage closet is one of my favorite things about the space. It stores a lot of stuff that would otherwise be out and in the way, and is one of my biggest problems with my last writing space. I have room over here to put all my lighting equipment and my softbox when I'm not using it. There's a window. I have thread spools, batting for my quilting projects, lots of fabric and cutters, and just all sorts of various supplies. I have a lot of stuff, if you can't notice. This is one of my quilting projects. It's for my husband, and he is sad that I have not finished it yet. More fabrics up there. And over here is mostly random stuff. Some writing supplies, mostly things that I needed to put somewhere and didn't know where, so I put it here. But then all of these drawers down here have computer supplies, filming supplies. They're not very organized right now, but I have a ton of space to put all the things that I need. This one is larger quilting supplies. But yeah, there's just room to put everything so that it's away, I can keep it organized, I can find things when I need it, and it makes me ridiculously happy. This corner of the room is mainly for me to do planning and crafting. I have this really small little desk that I can kind of move around as I need, along with my sewing machine on it for all of my quilting. And I can very easily see my TV from right there, and, you know, watch shows and stuff while I work. This giant whiteboard is a really good place for plotting out stories. As you can see, I have one of my stories plotted out. If you can read any of that text, this will be blurred. But basically, I can use these dry erase, what are they called, like scene card flashcards, and write all my scenes out, move them around. I can use these for visual to-do lists and like Kanban board type things. This corner mostly has my printer, spare paper, some various whiteboard supplies, and my Kodak photo printer dock. You've mostly already seen my bookcases, but I have all the books that I like to look at pretty often over here, and they make me very happy. I also have this really freaking amazing map, which I feel like I've talked about already, but it's sort of a vintage Scandinavian map, and it has sea monsters on it, and I love it. This cabinet here is another storage place for me that's, I guess, a little bit more out of sight. I have my notebooks, some various notes and reference books. I have my portable monitor, my drawing tablet, and my little like glow tracing board. Then down here I have extra papers and stuff like that. This drawer is also a bunch of random stuff mostly. Haven't really utilized it yet. And this drawer is very cool. I set up a light here, and this is my charging station for all of my filming equipment, so I can easily grab stuff and plug it back in and see it very easily. And then down here I have various other charging supplies. I have this, let's see, that's a Steam Deck, and some few other cables and tripods and quick reference cables and stuff like that. This is a Tiffany inspired lamp that I really love and adds to the room. Provides some good lighting as well. This is the new desk chair I got to match this room and be a little bit less obtrusive when I'm filming. I keep a pillow on it so that I can be more comfortable, and this has been working out really, really well for me. I have a lot of shelves above the desk to keep things like my reference books, my craft books, a lot of drawing supplies. This right here is sections for each of my writing projects, so I have one of my printed drafts, a bunch of maps, and just general notes in here. My planners, all of my pens and writing implements. Not sure how well you can see down here, but I have this little footrest down here that I can put my feet on, which has been really comfortable for me. I think I can also flip it upside down to kind of rock my feet on it. I have what is quite possibly the world's largest monitor, and I have this monitor light, which has been working really well to illuminate my keyboard and everything. I have a sound bar under here so that I can actually hear things, which has a nice little audio jack right there that I can plug in and play with the volume. I have this weekly pad right here, which lets me keep track of kind of my to-do list for the week. And then I have this keyboard, which, hold on. There we go. This is a Moonlander split keyboard. It's really extra. My husband got it for me for Mother's Day, and I'm in love with it, although I'm still kind of training on how to use it. It's very nice because it kind of allows your hands to be tented, which is a really comfortable position for me, and you can adjust it fully, and you can change how all the keys map. And it keeps me from having wrist pain during long writing sessions. But I can plug all of my memory cards in here, and it connects to my computer so I'm not crawling around under my desk. And I have this little thing, which is just about the coolest thing since sliced bread. It is magnetic, and it's just kind of sitting on there by magnets, whatever. But that is wired to my motherboard, and it is an on and off button for my computer. This is just a phone charger that I can set my phone on there and it charges. This is a little camera stand that I might use sometimes. I have some tissues, my quick reference craft books and journals, this really cute little like writerly dish which has my scissors and my letter opener and a few things in there. I have these little timers which are very cool. This one is for 5 minutes, I think. And this one is 30 minutes, and it can help do like pomodors. I have my very cool desk lamp, which I love. My remarkable tablet, which is so far been a really amazing which has so far been a really good note-taking tool for me and helps me organize stuff. And I have this big mat, which lets me kind of not worry about damaging my desk, and I can write and draw all over this and easily clean it. This desk does have a drawer, but it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. All of my organizing trays from my last desk don't really fit, so I kind of just have some pens in here. I have my headphones, some of the stickers that I'm using to track things, sticky notes, my ear pods, that sort of a thing. I recently added some of these vintage city maps over here that I can see when I'm working, just kind of for the aesthetic vibes. So above my desk I have my sort of tracking where I keep track of my progress, just some sort of quick reference stuff, some more of my maps. I love these vintage city maps, they're so much fun. Alright, so this is my new writing desk. I am absolutely in love with it. I have been so intentional about how I have everything set up, and I mean, this video has been lagging for a while. If you've watched the early ones, you've been waiting a while. But I've had time to use this and write here, and it really does work very well for me. And I do think that for anyone, their writing space is going to be very personal to them, like what is going to work the best, what is going to help them stay motivated, stay inspired. You know, everyone's very different. But I just kind of wanted to show you sort of why I have it set up the way I do. It's sort of like my zones, and then just kind of give like a tour of everything that's here. So right here, this is obviously like my computer setup. Instead of sort of centering it on the desk, I have it very far to the side, and that's basically because I sort of have two zones here on my desk. I have the computer spot where I can still sort of have stuff laid out here that I can reference. So like right now my outline for my rewrite is in a binder, so I have the binder open here and I can sort of, you know, sit here, work. I have my like under desk like footrest down there, and everything's kind of just lined up so that I can just have everything right here. Okay, so to focus in on this specific like typing, or you know, I use this for editing and video gaming and stuff like that too, but I have my keyboard, which if you've seen my videos, like, yeah, this thing is really cool. So I have this, my mouse, I have my soundbar here, I have a monitor light here, and everything is just really, really accessible and set up so that I can be really comfortable and be able to sit here for hours, because I have problems with that. So like that's my chair, my footrest, this keyboard, like these lights. I do want to eventually get like an LED strip on the back of this just to kind of give this a little bit more light in the back to help with eye strain, because I do still struggle with that a little bit, so that is one improvement I do want to make at some point in the future. But everything is super accessible. I even have, I'll show you a close-up in a minute, but I have this power button there just to be able to turn it on without having to crawl under my desk. I have my card reader right there, so I can just throw in like my SD cards and stuff and not have to, again, bend over. I can do it really quickly. If I'm video editing, I can just grab stuff out of my camera, throw it on there, do it really quick and easily, which is so nice to be able to do that. And then over here, I sort of have everything that I would need to reference while I'm working. So obviously, like, my craft books that I pull out to reference a lot. I have one of my story Bibles here. I have my Remarkable tablet, which, like, if I'm editing or working on something where I have notes, I can literally just, like, sit it right there and be able to reference it while I'm working, which is really nice. And then in general, like, this space over here is so that I can do things that aren't on a computer. I can write, I can draw maps. Like, I have enough space here that I can push my keyboard to the side, and I can use this whole space, which if you've seen any of my like world building map drawing videos, like, I need a ton of space to do that. So it was important for me to have all that room, and I can really lay out all of my books and everything that I'm using and have it all be where I can look at it. Which, if I'm working on something, even if it's on my computer, I need to have everything out where I can see it. If I have a lot of stuff in separate files, like, that does not work well for my brain. So, like, I want to have my outline open here. I want to have my relevant, like, character backstory open here. I want to have, like, just everything that I might need a glance away so that I remember to look at it and I know where it is and it's easy to find and it's not a whole process, because that is something that really messes with my flow. I've learned that I need to have, like, I cannot let anything be out of sight, because out of sight, out of mind is really big for me. Like, I need to have everything where I can see it, where I can work with it, and then it really helps. Okay, so this might be a weird angle, but I also have a bunch of stuff up here for, again, the same reason. I want everything to be visible, I want to be able to see it, and I want to be able to access it from my desk. So everything I could need is up here. I have all of my different, like, pens and markers here and my highlighters for when I'm planning. It really helps me when I'm unmotivated or if I have writer's block or something to kind of just, like, plan more and work in a planner on, like, developing the ideas and just being very organized and aesthetic and color-coded about it. I don't know. It helps my brain. I enjoy doing it, so it helps me kind of be motivated because I get to, like, kind of make something look really cool and, like, organized. And I'm weird, I know. It helps me. But, so I have that. This is all just, like, random stuff, some, like, reference books, an old planner. But over here, I have this little, like, acrylic file holder thing that has all of my notes for all my different projects. So for my project I'm not working on right now, I have all of my different outline pieces. I have my world building binder, which is, like, I'm not gonna really, like, let you look at it, but, like, it's all of my, like, maps and everything that I have for the world that I might need to reference. Like, I have city maps, I have building maps, like, everything I could need to look at. I have little, like, notes in here for later books in the series. Like, if I've had thoughts on later books, I'll just, like, write them on a piece of paper and stick them up here, and I just have that all referenceable. I have my world building, like, map book, whatever, for this project. I have a couple other ones. I have my old drafts. Like, anything that I might need to reference for my projects, like specific stuff like that, I have right here, so it's very accessible. And if I'm writing and I'm like, oh, I feel like I figured this out, or I feel like I have, like, a map for this and I want it to be consistent, instead of just trying to remember or forgetting I have it, like, this just helps me be a lot more likely to just grab it and look it up real quick when I need to. And then I have all of my craft books and reference books that I don't need as often, but, like, I want to just generally remember that I have them, so that if the time comes where I'm like, oh, I want to write a Wild West story, well, hey, right here, The Writer's Guide to Everyday Life in the Wild West. Like, I have all of those there. And then I just have, like, my pens and my art supplies and some random stuff up here that I sometimes need to get out. And there's some other things that I have in the cabinet there, which like I'll show you in a little while, but in general, everything that I might need is here. I can see it. It's pretty. It's aesthetic. It makes me happy to look at it. It makes me happy to sit here and just like be in this space, which encourages me to actually write in here and not try and like take my laptop downstairs or do something like that. Like, I actually really like sitting here and sitting in this space. And then once I'm here, it's set up to be very ergonomic for me. It's set up to have everything that I need within reach. I have my tracking here so that I can sort of be motivated by my progress so far and be motivated to keep making progress. I have like my quick traveling guides and one of my like map references up there, and I kind of switch that out based off what I'm working on. It's working out so well for me. Like, it's very nice. At this point, my writing studio is done. Like, everything is set up. I might make some more tweaks and improvements over time as I sort of get used to the space, but in general, like, this is my space, and I love it, and I'm happy. If you have any questions, please ask. I am considering doing like sort of like a Q&A for this, if I get enough questions from people. Like, if you were like, oh, I really want you to take me through all your craft books, or like, can you tell me, like, break down all the ergonomic things that you did to make writing easier, like, just like if there's anything like that, or any questions that you have that you want me to go into more depth about how I did it or why I made the choices I made, or just show something a lot more in depth, I would be more than willing to do that. I've been having a lot of fun filming this space because it's just, I don't know, it makes me really happy. And I've been dreaming of this for years and working towards this, and I budgeted for so long to be able to put this together, and the fact that like I actually have this perfect space now is really great. I will say though, it isn't 100% perfect. Like, I think the two biggest issues so far have been the fact that like it still gets kind of warm in here, which we need to fix the like how we have the vents set up. But then the other issue is that I'm in here a lot after the kids go to bed, and my son likes to wander the halls and will sit outside my door and whine because he wants something that he doesn't need, and that can be kind of annoying to be constantly bothered, but it does make it easier to just, like, if something actually happens, like, I do hear it really easily if, like, my husband's downstairs or something, so I can just go help real quick versus being, like, buried in a downstairs room, which I was before, but, it's a thing. I might replace the door with something that's, like, hollow core at some point, just for a little bit more soundproofing, but there's always going to be things that you can improve about a space, and things that you will say that you're going to do one day and then never actually do because it's expensive or a lot of work or something, but, you know, that's fine.